Hello and welcome to another episode of The Dirty. I am your host, Eric Berry. On today's show, we have an awesome comedian, originally started in DC, lives in Austin now. You may know from Kill Tony, Martin Phillips. So we're going to get to that in a second. Before that, please be sure to subscribe to the show somewhere around here. And if you want to follow the show, that is at Dirty the Show on all the social media. You can do that. So I'm gonna get a little bit serious here. Uh, the last formal relationship I had was almost 10 years ago, and I'm not like I have like very high, like I'm very critical,
She had man hands.
and that's not entirely a good thing for like a girl to get to the point where I want to be in a relationship with her. I'm pretty picky about that, and I've certainly had women that I've loved.
Buy my book! Buy my book! Buy my book!
And within those last 10 years, but I have not had a formal relationship. So when I do meet like a girl that I would want to entertain that um, thought with, it's rare, and special. And there's someone who, if from my past, that I have not been able to see, and due to certain circumstances, we can't be together. But um, she is here, and we're seeing each other for the first time in quite a while. And it's hard to like know something exists and is out there, but you can't have it. Such is life. But I'm a little bit of an emotional wreck. As an aside, while editing this, I just rappied McDonald's, so that's how this is going.
Hey, it can happen.
So if this person happens to be watching, hello. All right, that's it. Let's get to today's show, the Consummate Friend.
All right, so I'm assuming you have some crazy things that have happened in your life.
Yeah, here's a good story. This crazy story. I'm gonna do a bold move. I'm gonna tell you the ending first, and then we're gonna retrace my steps. So, at this wedding, I spent the night in the same room as the bride and groom. Night after the wedding, they got married, and I was in the room that night with them. Okay, so I go to a wedding from some guy I went to high school with. Oh, have not really talked to in a couple of years, but he literally was like, "Hey, you want to come?" And I was in town at my parents' house, so I was like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." And yeah, everything was cool. Good ceremony, nice reception. And then at the end, when the whole thing ends, people form a line, a passageway for the bride and groom to walk through and get into their limo. This happened, they did it, but the bride and groom got on a party bus, and everybody else got on the party bus. And I did drive there. However, I was like, let's keep this party going, man. I get on this party bus I had no idea where it was going. I just get on it because I'm down. I don't know. For some reason, I would say, "Oh, where are we going? We're gonna hit up the club, or we going to the beach," and nobody could tell me where it was going.
This is at night.
Yeah. So the wedding, it's at the end of the reception. I think the reception was like, I want to hit like 5 to 9 or something. So
Apart from the groom, was this like a group of buddies, like you knew other people, or
I knew the bride and groom, and it's
okay,
that. I mean, I knew everyone like in the wedding party, and I
okay,
knew a few people from high school. But
okay.
I think a lot of the groomsmen and bridesmaids I probably didn't know. But yeah, the main people who actually started the story, the groom, the bride, and the best man, I didn't know we went to high school together. So
Okay.
yeah, this bus, it turns out, and this makes total sense. I don't know why I didn't put it together at the time. It just drove everyone to the hotel they were staying at, which makes sense. I don't know why I thought we were going somewhere else. And I wasn't staying in the hotel because, my parents live in town. I wasn't planning on staying. And now I'm like 15 minutes away from where I parked my car. I don't know what to do. And I'm just like, oh, this sucks. But so there was this girl I went to high school with, and this guy who went to high school with, and he did the same thing I did. We were both just like, what do we do? And the girl was like, hey, it's cool. You guys, you can stay at my room tonight. I got an extra room in there, so don't worry about it. And so, again, this ends like 9 p.m. It's kind of early, it's kind of early. So
Was
yeah.
Uber not an option?
This is like I don't know. This was like early days of Uber. I think
Okay.
this was before I did Uber that much.
Okay.
I think it was like 2016, 2015. It's
Okay.
kind of early days for Uber. I don't think I didn't use it as much back then.
Yeah.
But yeah, yes, I know I could have also done that. I'm aware of that story, that part. And also the wedding was on a military base. So I thought, can I even get back on? Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So there's that element. Um, so anyway, it ends at 9 p.m. kind of early for Saturday night. So we drop our stuff off at this girl's room, and we walk to a bar across the street. And it was like three of us who were just hanging out. But I think really the the girl and the guy, they're really connecting. And I'm just like third wheel now. So we're just hanging out at the bar through the night. There comes a point where I like look out the bar window and I see them walking back to the hotel together without me. And I was like, what do I do?
They left without saying anything?
No, yeah, I know. I just happened. I could have ran after them, but then I was like, wow, I don't want to be that guy. I mean, I'm sure, I don't know, I'm sure they hooked up or something. I don't want to, be a cock block or something. So I just let it happen. I was like, I guess. So now it's always like just like 2 a.m. and I don't know where I'm staying and I don't know what's going on. And then the bride shows up. She's at the bar. She was like, "Oh, thanks for coming. I really appreciate it. Are you staying at the hotel?" And I was like, I thought I was. I guess not. And then she just goes, "Oh, don't worry about it. You can stay with us." And I was like, "Excuse me."
I'm gonna fuck his wife.
At that moment, the best man, he got super drunk. He's trash. He's trying to start fights with people at this bar. So then, the attention switched to him, and she was like, "Okay, we gotta go. Night's over." So I walk back to the hotel now.
Are you thinking, oh, that's nice of them? Or like, are crazy thoughts going through your head? Like maybe I didn't know my friends were swingers, or like they want to.
I, I never thought the swinger thing. They got married in a Catholic church, so
Okay.
I never thought this was a sex thing. I never thought that. That would have been an even crazier story, but it's not quite. Yeah, I was just kind of like, I need somewhere to stay for the night. It felt awkward, but then all this stuff's happening, so I just went with it. We walked back to the hotel. The bride, she stays in the lobby because her family's still out there, and I go up to the honeymoon suite with the groom and the best man, and the best man's gonna stay also because he's so fucked up. And we get it. It's a very nice room,
Yeah.
honeymoon
How
suite.
was? I've never been to a honeymoon suite. What's the honeymoon
Me
suite like?
neither. It's like a small apartment. It's like really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we get in there, and there's like two couches. I'm like in the middle, and then the first couch, that's man's right here, groom's right here. So I'm like in the middle, and for some reason, the groom thought this was a great opportunity just to like lecture his brother about his brother's drink. The best man's his brother. He
Yeah.
was like, "Oh yeah, he's lecturing his brother about his drinking problem." He was like, "You can't keep doing this. You have a problem. You need to get help." And I'm just in the middle, just like, I can leave. It's okay. I don't have to stay. But then the bride comes in, and she's like, "Okay, let's all chill out, go to bed. It's been a long day. I don't care. It's all good. Let's just end the night." And I should add also, she told me before her and her now husband went to the bar, they were up in the honeymoon suite for a couple hours. So they're not gonna have sex. Okay, and she already
Yeah.
implied it's like consummated.
They
So
consummate. Yeah.
so you already kind of told me that. So I'm just okay. I'm good with going to bed. This is getting kind of weird. And the bride and groom, go in their room, and they don't have a solid door. They have like a shuttered door, kind of. So then we can probably hear them in there. But again, they don't have sex. Instead, within like a minute, we start hearing the bride cry. She's crying in
Oh
there.
no.
I think it's an overwhelming day. She's crying, and then the best man just activates. He shoots up. He kicks out the door. And then this guy starts to fucking sob. This dude's sobbing in there. He's in more tears than she is. He's like, "It's all my fault. I'm a piece of shit." And then the groom, his brother, gets him out of the room, and they're in front of me now, in the living room, like in a weird bear wrestle stance, trying to power one another. And he was like, "Snap out of it, man. You're doing good. Snap out of it." He's trying to slap him, and it's all going on in front of me. And I was like, "What the fuck is going on? What the fuck
Yeah.
is this?" And he ends up just holding his old brother in his arms. He's like, "It's all okay, man. I love you." And it cools down, and then the best man goes back to his couch, and he goes to bed. And the groom was like, "I love you, man. I love you, bro." And then he looks at me, and he was like, "I love you too, Martin." And then he goes to bed. Next morning, the brothers are like, "Yeah, we get really emotional when we fight," and they're like laughing about it. And me and the bride both were like, "There's nothing funny about that." And then his uh, his his parents gave me a ride to the military base to get my car. Also, the bride was like, "Hey, it's fine that you stayed, but don't tell anybody this happened."
Well, here we are.
Yeah. So, well, I didn't say names. No
No.
one knows. This is one thing I have the pet peeve about weddings, where everything's like spread out. Like the church was 15 minutes away from the reception at the hotel. And it's like, just have it at one fucking place, guys.
How soon after that incident did you talk with either the bride or the groom again?
We weren't not like we were talking all the time anyway, but they sent me a Christmas card. I think we still send Christmas cards.
So they're still together.
Yes, they have like 3 kids. Yeah,
All right.
they're together. And act the best man, he's married now. He has a wife. I don't know if he has kids, but yeah, it worked out for I guess everybody.
Who knows the trajectory it could have taken had you not been there that night? You could have been the
Uh,
glue that helped keep them
yeah,
together. What was your plan had it actually been a party bus and you guys are going out getting hammered and going club to club? You kind of still would have been presented with the same problem, right?
Yeah. But at that time, again, I was already, pretty lit, and I was just like going with it. So yeah, no matter what, I was gonna face this issue.
Have you been to any weddings since then?
Yeah, I've been in plenty of weddings since then. I just was at a wedding like a month or so ago. That's also a crazy story. 'Cause the guy I shared a hotel room with, a guy I went to the wedding with, and we had two beds. He wanted to bring a girl over from the wedding, and I mean he did pay for half the room, so I let it happen, and I took a long shower, and
Oh my
you
God.
know, yeah, I was not the happiest about that, but I was like, okay, I guess
Yeah.
he was gotta be an annoying about it. He was like, "Come on, dude, come on." So I don't think I would have done that if that was his situation. I would have found another room, but again, I gave them their space.
You need like these guys to like return the favor in terms of like being a wingman and stuff. Dude, if people want to follow you, check you out, what's the best place to do that?
Well, you just go on Instagram, just most things are just Martin Phillips comedy, so Instagram, and then you can find that anywhere else. I'll be on the Cult or the Arena thing in
Oh,
LA.
shit.
May 10th. I think it's like 10th. I'm not sure which show I'm on or if I'm on both, but it's like what, May 10th and 11th. Kia Forum and Netflix is a joke thing, so good show.
I feel like you're going to get, in terms of industry stuff, yeah, you get a lot of
Ooh,
eyes on you there.
I don't think I've ever done. I've done like a theater, but I've never done like an arena. Like,
Who the fuck, I mean, there's only,
yeah, yeah. I don't know why I said that. Yeah, it's not like I'm talking. Yeah, I think the only people who I can relate to is like Bert Kreischer. He's probably
yeah,
the only
yeah.
guy who does.
There's
Arenas.
probably like 200 and less, and I'm counting like openers and whatever in the history
Yeah,
of the world that have done arenas, but like,
yeah.
yeah. Cool, dude. That's awesome. Congratulations, and
Thanks.
you're super fucking funny, and I don't know you at all, but you seem like a nice guy too,
Oh,
which helps
thanks.
as well.
Wow, cool. You too.
I don't know.
Wow.
Thanks, man. Well, cool. Yeah, thank you so much for doing this,
Oh yeah.
and good luck with everything.
Oh, thanks. Thanks for having me.